They look like craters at first, wide circular pits sunk into the pale earth of southern Tunisia. But what lies within is not desolation, it is architecture, community, shelter. The troglodyte dwellings of Matmata are a labyrinth of sunken courtyards, narrow tunnels and hand-dug rooms carved directly into the soft sandstone plateau. Even today, some are still lived in, and yet no one knows precisely when the first one was built or who began the tradition of going underground. Located in the Gabas Governorate, the village of Matmata sits on the northern edge of the Daha Plateau, where summer temperatures often soar above 45 degrees Celsius, 113 degrees Fahrenheit. Above ground, the climate is brutal. Below, it is livable. The typical home begins as a vertical pit, 7 to 10 meters deep and up to 12 meters wide, dug into the earth to form a courtyard. Around this central void, caves are hollowed out as rooms, bedrooms, storage areas, kitchens, even prayer niches. Some dwellings are connected by subterranean passageways, creating entire underground neighborhoods invisible from the surface. These structures were first brought to wider attention in 1967, when a rare flash flood destroyed many homes and exposed the village to Tunisian authorities, who had been unaware of the population living almost entirely underground. But locals had lived here for generations. The question was, how many generations? The exact age of Matmata's dwellings remains uncertain, but the architectural tradition is likely ancient. Some theories suggest the earliest versions appeared during late antiquity, possibly as early as the 4th or 5th century CE. Others argue for their expansion during the 11th to 13th centuries, when Hilalian Arab invasions forced Berber communities southward, seeking refuge from conflict and cultural upheaval. Carving homes into the rock may have been a practical solution, protection from both the sun and from outsiders. More recent studies link the design to Imazigan, Berber, architectural traditions, noting similarities across Tunisia's southern regions, including Tamazret, Tujan, and Hadej. But no ancient texts mention them. No foundational inscriptions mark their beginning. Oral histories vary. Some claim the dwellings were used to evade taxation during Ottoman rule. Others speak of retreat from tribal raiding, or of ancestors who simply sought to survive in a land that gave little. Complicating matters is that many homes are still occupied, making deep excavation difficult. Unlike ruins, these dwellings have continuity. They have been maintained, altered, passed down. The lack of abandonment means archaeological layers are thin, and clues to the earliest phases are rare. Despite this, the homes continue to evolve. After being featured as Luke Skywalker's home in Star Wars, A New Hope, 1977, Matmata became a tourism site. Some families opened their homes to visitors, others adapted, adding modern wiring, refrigerators, or water tanks. But beneath the upgrades, the structure remains ancient. What survives is a paradox, a way of life carved from rock, still functional yet historically invisible. The architecture is brilliant in its efficiency, but undocumented in origin. Even today, estimates for when Matmata was first settled range wildly, from 1,000 years ago to 1,600, depending on who you ask and how deep you're allowed to dig. What's clear is this: the dwellings were not made by a single builder or even a single generation. They evolved, were copied, passed on. Each home is a link in a chain whose beginning is lost, not because it crumbled, but because it was never recorded. And so the mystery remains. In a world where we can map cities from space and analyze pigment with lasers, Matmata resists timelines. Its homes were not meant to impress, only to endure. And that somehow makes their silence feel deeper.